Think of your favorite scene from that movie and break it down into the scenery, the script, and the way that it progresses the story. Now, if you've seen a movie, then you probably know how it started as a script or a screenplay, but you probably don't know how it was adapted to the storyboard. Storyboards can be used on every kind of cinema, so movies, TV, even a couple of plays use them. And they are important because they're the final step in the pre-production process of digital media. So what's a storyboard? Well, this is your basic concept of one. This is from the scene in the ceiling of the cafeteria from the first Jurassic Park movie. This is from the wheel well fight scene from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. In the words of Miguel Sima in his 2020 article, How to Storyboard Your Screenplay, storyboards are essentially sequential art, like comic books, which show the linear progression of a film's action as described in the script. Directors hire storyboard artists to draw the scene to allow others to visualize it as they see it. They can also be used as a memory device by directors and camera operators so that they make sure that each shot gets filmed. There's an important distinction between an animator and a storyboard artist. As told by Polish filmmakers Zbigniew Bezymic's November 7, 2016 article, Storyboard Concepts. It was Disney who first recognized that the necessity for studios to maintain a separate storyboard department. With specialized storyboard artists, as he had realized the audience would not watch a film unless the story gave them a reason to care about the characters. What is the history of storyboarding? In the 1930s, Georges Méliès created the first storyboard to be used in his films. He was a Renaissance man of the early stages of filmmaking, pioneering multiple exposures, substitution splices, and time-lapse photography, as well as many other techniques. John Gress informs us in his 2015 book, Digital Visual Effects from Compositing, Méliès was one of the first filmmakers to utilize storyboards and elaborate pre-production art in the work of planning his visual effects. Disney adopted this technique in 1933 with the first fully storyboarded animated short film, The Three Little Pigs. I believe this is on this next slide, if it goes. Yeah, so this is the first three scenes from it. Those are the original, I believe these are the original storyboard concepts. Over the last 90 years, they've become an essential part of the filmmaking process to the point where some movies don't even use traditional scripts anymore. In 2015, action movie Mad Max Fury Road was released, becoming critically acclaimed, winning 6 Oscars for Best Film Editing and Best Costume Design, but was not awarded Best Adapted Screenplay by technicality. Smash Cut's article from May 6, 2020 tells us that Fury Road was notably snubbed as Best Adapted Screenplay. It's unfortunate considering that its screenplay was unlike any other. The movie was actually created as 3,500 storyboard panels before the screenplay was ever written. Just because the movie is so heavily based on the action, the dialogue actually came as a second thought and was not written until the storyboards were completed. So how are things like this made? Storyboard artists can be some of the most important assets on a film set because it is difficult to describe precisely what you are visualizing. So artists and directors must work closely in order to get the best results. Studio Binder describes storyboards in the 2020 article, How to Make a Storyboard, a Step-by-Step Guide, as needing to know needing to know the story you're telling. This means considering every detail of the scene. The physical space, wardrobe, blocking, staging, action, etc. It can be difficult for a new artist to think of the technical limitations of a shot. So reviewing frames with camera operators or special effects departments can be crucial to make sure a shot can actually be filmed. Let's say you want to film a set of shots that take place in an air vent, but you need to make sure that your actors can actually get into it and that your camera equipment can get up there. And if you can't get it up there, then the shot can't be filmed. Last November, I was working on a project for high school that required a storyboard, and it was on a infomercial. And I had drawn out exactly what I wanted, shot for shot, exactly how I envisioned. But unfortunately, film day, couldn't find him anywhere. I found a photo I had taken to share with the other people in my group that was of the first 6 shots, and I used that to recreate the rest of the project. Then once it was actually completed, I found all the storyboards in my backpack, watched through them side by side, and they lined up to be shot for shot with my final edit. An animated project, these are known as animatics. They're used as a rough first draft of rough first cut of an animation, played with rough dialogue and sound effects, to give artists a final feel for the final product. This can be seen with Disney's Steamboat Willie, which is still shown for a lot of Disney films now. We can see the individual stages of low-detail outlines morph into the final shape of the product. Another advantage is the ability to change the story based on a test audience's reaction. If you pitch a story to a producing company, but they say that it moves too slowly or has too many cuts in it, then you can actually change the story and work with artists to get this changed before you have to waste time making the movie again. So why are things like this relevant to you? It may seem like they're only important to the people on the film set, and for the most part they are. But behind every scene is a storyboard panel that started with a simple idea. A director's idea that was drawn by an artist and filmed by a cameraman. So the next time you watch a movie, think of how it changed from a script to a storyboard to screen. Thank you.